clockwork details. The actual crisis was so like the countless times he had run it in his mind that this seemed just one more exercise. He was fundamentally alone in this, without friends or lovers. There was no one aboard who honestly knew him as a man. To his passengers, and even to his crew, he was a distant, unfailing protector, come from nowhere without selfish motive to spirit discontented subjects away from Naid rule. His history was a blank, but for a hint in his beautiful, correct voice. He would slip into high prose at times, and everyone supposed he was fugitive royalty, but his cosmopolitan accent didn't say from where. He kept himself remote. There was a too gentle way he moved his hands, suggesting a tender nature, or hiding a violence that dreaded all but the lightest touch, lest he destroy. He was staring straight out the viewport without really seeing when a pattern of lights appeared out of an unexpected quadrant, and a slow, sick horror penetrated the blank space inside him. Naid. Could he possibly be, he wondered, surrounded by Naid ships? But it wasn't a Naid ship. It was worse. A ghostly white image of a derelict sailing ship glided into view on the waves of a non-existent sea. Misty at first, the frosty glow took the shape of an ancient brigantine, its shredded jibs straining from the bowsprit on fraying ropes, its topsail a fluttering rag on the splintered yard. This ship was the last sight of many a Naid crew. Marauder, Alihahd breathed without voice. The Flying Dutchman of the stars. A chill ran up Alihahd's back, pricking at the hair along his spine and his arms. His thick lips twitched, then he resumed his habitual stone face. The Marauder had once been only a legend, for centuries the terror of superstitious travelers. Someone in recent years had made the Marauder real and used it to destroy ships of the Naid Empire. Marauder's long tradition had fixed it in popular memory as a childhood fear that never went away. On sight it was instantly recognized and instantly feared. The Marauder could scare a victim to death before firing a shot. But the eerie brigantine was only a projection. Alihahd knew the real ship must be nearby. He found it. It hovered outside the periphery of the Liberation's sphere of light, painted black and difficult to see, its surface albedo nil, giving the impression of something not there. The backdrop of stars allowed only glimpses of its claw-like angles. It looked like a nightmare. The spectral hologram was the announcement, "You are next." It was the lurking ship that carried the guns. Many horrified people fired at the hologram, then died. Alihahd wouldn't be thrown by the unreal, though he'd been accused of the tendency. He kept his eyes on the black ship. He should have been relieved to meet the arch-foe of his enemy, except that his own ship bore Naid markings. Liberation was disguised to travel in Naid space as a Naid vessel, so how could the Marauder know that it wasn't? The command deck had become still. His crew looked at Alihahd the way they always looked at him, as if he could perform miracles. He could see a ghost of his own reflection in the viewport, a rangy, underfed man, old beyond his years, and he wondered what it was they saw. He was conscious still of the unwary shuffling of refugees below deck. On the Marauder's blank surface appeared the ragged outline of mandibles opening to a red furnace within. The thing was about to open fire. Alihahd moved to his ship's transmitter, intending to get out an order for the 6 waiting shuttles to scatter and run. At least one might escape. But he froze at the switch, not from fear or indecision, but from instinct. He drew his hand away from the switch and braced for the fire when his instincts proved wrong. But the Marauder didn't fire. It held its position and observed, as if sensing something not right, something different, maybe curious as to why a sound vessel was being evacuated. Or maybe the Marauder had instincts, too. An airlock closed, locked, a shuttle detached, oblivious to the threat. Shuttles had no viewports. Still the Marauder watched. Alihahd moved his hand back to the transmitter. He masked out the shuttle channel.